before we went into that, we were talking about something else. Before we went into what Fermilab does, we were talking about what is currently going on. Oh yeah, that was it. The polarization stuff we had gotten to, and this is what's going on now. And I guess what I guess yeah, the question down that path was like, what do they expect to see a few seconds after the Big Bang that they're looking for?
All right. Well, no, it's not even a few seconds. It's like 10 to the minus 36 seconds. So it's incredibly
Okay,
early on.
fractions. Okay, fractions
Right.
of seconds.
It's much earlier than we can see. So the thing you want to look up is a thing called cosmic inflation.
Okay.
So cosmic inflation answers a question that we didn't understand, which is why the universe seems to be so uniform. So in about 1980, a guy by the name of Alan Guth tried to explain that, and what he came up with was that there was a time early in the universe. So let me back up. The original Big Bang says that there was an explosion and then everything was coasting. And it was coasting, but because gravity was there, it was slowing it down. So it was expanding fast in the beginning and it slowed down over time. In the inflation says things were a little different. So the universe began, and there was a moment in the very tiny fractions of the universe that the universe wasn't coasting, but there was an energy field pushing the universe apart. And the expansion was getting faster and faster and faster, which is the opposite of what gravity would do. And so for a very short amount of time, from about 10 to the minus 36 seconds to 10 to the minus 32 or 10 to the minus 33 seconds, this energy field, this repulsive form of gravity, blew the universe apart. And in that very short amount of time, the universe went from much smaller than the visible universe, went from smaller than an atom to, they're not quite sure, but the size of a basketball, or maybe as big as a city block, but not much bigger. So I mean, sort of human size. And then the energy field turned off. And when the energy field turned off, then the universe was coasting and slowing down over time. So that is what we think currently happens. And this thing, this expanding period is called the inflation period. And depending on the patterns of polarization that we see in the distant light, we will be able to prove if inflation is real or not. Because right now it's a proposed theory that makes an awful lot of sense, but there's not like a smoking gun signature that it's real. And the right polarization pattern will show that it's real.
Okay, that's really interesting. That's really cool. Again, that's definitely. I've got some just other questions. I think we've kind of covered. I don't know. Would you say we've kind of covered, in bits, most of the journey, or have we missed anything major out that I just haven't asked you? Because I'm kind of just asking.
Depending on how deep you delve into it, there's a lot more. I have just written something like 3.5-hour lectures of what's going on, and I've just skimmed it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, as I did with the CERN thing, it's a bit different actually. This one is gonna be kind of for school kids, so I don't want to like kill myself. And also, I've got to go and ask others as well. So I've got to go and ask other people, some professors. Do you know David Kaplan, the dude who did that particle fever thing?
I don't know him very well. I have spoken to him briefly.
Yeah, so I'll be talking to him, and he's like a dark matter, dark energy guy. So, and a few other people so I assume, I guess, that they will go into really deep in certain pockets. But now, because you've given me some of these key things to ask about, I can probably access some information from some of those experts. But I probably, as I said, I probably would come back to you again at some point anyway. This is just my preliminary thing, because like this is like I'd say about 70, no, 85% of this stuff I had no idea about. So and that's how I like to do it, because I think it's more genuine that way, you know. Like my question and discovery, knowledge discovery, then will probably be similar, maybe similar to, you know, another person who's starting from scratch. But yeah, the project itself, I don't think I'm going to go in as deep. Primarily, I will probably do the research, but I don't know if I'll convey it all in the same way, because it's not for the workshops and the worksheets and all those things that for kids, they're just not gonna need all of that information. So it may be something that I'll have more fun creatively with, but I'll do less emphasis on it when it comes to the teaching or the re-education side of things.